All right, welcome back, everybody. It's already hot, it's already sunny, but there is one caveat. This is probably going to be the last one of these days this year, but then again, I might eat my words, and it's going to be 100 degrees in October. Hopefully not. Hopefully we have a normal fall, and this fall is going to be good, because if it stays in this trend, we got some fun fishing ahead of us. Today, as you guys can see, big, open, flat body of water. Usually it's really hard to fish when it's like this, but I have a little bit of an understanding of this lake generally, and yeah, I'm gonna see if I can harvest a limit of bluegills, basically. That's my main goal today, is to track those down. Catching other fish and doing all the other fun stuff that's out here. I might do that also, but first and foremost, we're getting a limit of bluegills. That's the goal. So one fall limit of bluegills coming up, hopefully. Okay, first things first this morning, we're doing a slip bobber on some flats to see if anything's still shallow, and yeah, we'll let you know if we come across anything worth fishing for. Might already be too late in the day. I got a late start today, but it's always worth it for me to get out and check the flats, because sometimes some of my biggest bluegills, even in the middle of summer, come from the flats. But there's a lot of water to check. It's one of those things. This is not a gimme lake per se, but I should be able to find something fairly quickly, I think. We will find out. Also, when it's dead calm like this, it's good for my good for my little boat. Not good for fishing too close to the little boat, because the fish can see you, because the water is crystal clear. So that is something I'm going to be battling until there's a little bit of a ripple out here, which there will be. It's supposed to get windier later today, so we'll see how long we can deal with it out here. Okay, it turns out they're deeper than I thought they were, or would be, and well, it's kind of not surprising, because it's not really fall yet. It's still too warm, but definitely got some searching to do now. Switched it up to the drop shot, because that almost always works out here. Already have a wake boat basically following me around, so we will see how long I can put up with that. Hopefully it drops like 40 degrees in the next week. Then the lake flies will go away. Okay, gonna try a plastic, because they are cleaning me off faster than I can get the hook set, so. We will see if they play nice with the plastic, because if they do, then life will be a lot easier. Okay, switched it up to a chunk of worm on there. These fish are being stupid, and on top of that, the wakeboard boats are even being dumber. So don't know how long I'm gonna last out here, just because how these guys are. Hopefully I don't make you guys seasick today, because I always regret coming out on a nice day. Can I find one? Oh, not quite big enough. Are there any other ones around that are bigger? That feels better. Feels more like the right variety. Come on, be the right kind. Am I recording? I am. It is. It's the right kind. There's a 7.5 inch gill. I don't want to start keeping those right now, but we're on the right track. Hopefully that means there's some bigger ones down there. I think I found one out there in the distance. Ooh. Is that a bluegill? It's fighting pretty hard for a bluegill. What are you? Yep. Right kind. Fight just right. Yep. 8.5. Okay, that's one. Let's see if there's any other bigger ones down there. Well, there's definitely more down there. I'll find out if they're all big enough, because that would be awesome. Ooh. Is that another one? Under 8 inches. Trying to keep them between 8 and 9 inches, ideally. That one thumped it. Wonder if you guys could see that. Am I recording? I am. This dude like rocketed out and nailed it. It's not big enough, but it's got the right attitude. Basically just kind of parked over the top of him right here. This is vertical jigging. Definitely overfish. Oh! Not a bluegill. Dude jumped into the net himself. I was wondering when I was going to catch one of those guys. I was all excited because that one felt like a giant bluegill. Okay. Trying to plastic because they keep eating all of my baits. It's going pretty quick here, so gotta see if there's anything I can throw out that they can chew on without me losing it. Got one of them. Let's see. Did it work? I think it might have worked. I think that's about an 8. Just 8 inches. They just gotta be a little bit bigger. I think I jigged that one in its face. Feels good. Come on, be big enough. It's right there. But as of now, the plastic is working. I just have to, there's like a jigging cadence I have to hit just right, and they'll start biting it. Got another one. They fight so hard in this clear water. Oh, that's why it's fighting so hard. Because I got a giant one of those. I will take a bunch of those. Like a 9.5. I wonder if there's any more of those down there. And do anything different. 8 3/4. That's a good fish. Okay, so like I said, I didn't do anything different. I'm just literally getting this down. I'm in like 25, 26 feet of water here. And these fish are just coming through on the bottom. And what it seems to be that gets them triggered is I get this towards the bottom. And I kind of bounce it up a little bit. And then just kind of hold it. And wiggle it. And then the bigger ones, they just they just seem to kind of go suicidal on it. Like that guy just, that one was just there. Not that big, but I mean, like I said, I didn't do anything different to get the giant Pumpkinseed. Just vertical jig and hold it for a second and then wiggle it. That little wiggle might be what's doing it. I'm just kind of fluttering it in place. But yeah, not not overly complicated. I'm on a hump and some very clear water, and just kind of bring it up from the bottom, jig it a little bit, hold it. So, and then once I'm holding it, I'm kind of just wiggling it like this in place, and every once in a while I'll just pop it up and down. Sometimes I go back down towards the bottom, just hold it down there for a second. But we will see if that works for the rest of the fish today. So far I have 2. Okay, got a good spot here, I think. You can see how many I can get, or if they're still biting. That was a good bite. Let's see if it's a good fish. That's so cool, that crystal clear water. Looks like a decent one. That's an 8-inch fish. I think we're going to try and go a little bit bigger than that. I stopped biting right next to the boat. And when that happens, usually you got to start casting pretty far away from it to get bites. We will see what works today. Well, that worked. Did it get me a bigger fish though? Let's see. A little hybrid bluegill Pumpkinseed. Almost like it's got a long ear gene. Look at that. Look at that ear. We don't have those in this state, so that would be really weird. Both of them are like that. Seven and a half inches. But yeah, that ear tab is crazy. Never seen that here. But yeah, the little bit further away cast almost always does it when they're being stubborn. Did I find another one? These guys are really spaced out today. Not quite. Another long cast. This one's good. Hopefully you can hear me over the jet skis. But it's starting to seem like I gotta make really long cast. But if I do, I get some good fish. That is a nice sized bluegill. Okay, so that's 3 over like 8.5. Can we find enough to have a good meal? That one I had to make like, I don't know, I made like a 20-yard cast, like I just did. I think when you make a really far cast, these things see it from the bottom and they come up for it. Been doing it for years like this, but it's just one of those things where, you know, you don't know why they're doing what they're doing, you just know it works. I like to just make the big long cast and then do some yo-yoing back in once it's down about 20 feet. Oh, there's a bite. And then if they're around, you'll feel bites, and you just gotta work it till you get one that commits to the whole thing. The hardest thing is basically duplicating what you did the first time you got the bigger fish, because there is a certain way that the big ones like it. Oh, is that one? Yeah, see, that one's a decent one, but the one before it is exactly what I'm looking for. So this is like a 7.5, almost 8 incher, but the other one was just a little bit bigger. And like I said, they bite differently for a different reason. And that's the toughest thing about fishing this big clear body of water is figuring out what technique is exactly what it took to get them in. Is that a good one? Yeah, that feels like a good one. Am I recording? Okay, I'm recording. I just switched it up to leech, little artificial leech. See if these guys would eat it. And it looks like they will, so. The giants will eat the leech. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad that I went through all of my plastics and didn't just give up. This little dude is a killer, and I always forget about it. Just had to cast it out real far, drag it back across the bottom, basically. Not on the bottom, I'm not dragging bottom, but probably, I don't know, a foot or two off the bottom. Just bringing it back real slow, and that guy was just there. Is that another one? Oh, it break off. Yeah. I always forget about this being 4-pound test. Well, I found the bait that I need, but now I gotta tie everything back on. Okay, but now we got a new one tied on. I gotta remember to set my drag looser. There it is. Most people would say just run heavier line, but the thing is I get more bites out here by not running heavy line. So the trick is the balancing act of fighting a fish on 4-pound test. Okay, so go figure. I figure out what I want to use and freaking get bit off. There's a lot of northern pike in here, a lot of walleye, a lot of things that can bite you off. But what I discovered was I'm using this little guy. It's Lake Hoppins, I believe is the brand. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if they made the leech specifically. And then I just have a little tiny pink, I think that's a 1/64 or 1/32 ounce mini mite jig. If I can find the jigs, I'll put them down in the description for you. But I'm throwing them on my, this is a 7.6, right? 7.2. There's a 7.2 Apex Elite, and this is the ultralight. This is so much fun. And I'm throwing out a 1000 series reel. and everything. But if you guys want to buy anything that I'm using, I always list it in the description below. But I figured if you guys wanted to get this rod before it's too late this year, you could probably still order this one. This is, like I said, it's my Apex Elite Ultralight. And yeah, if you use the code DWS10, you get 10% off, and then it helps out the channel. And if you don't want to pick this up and you want to just help out the channel, there's more links down in the description. But yeah, this Leech works so good late summer, early fall. Sometimes it works all the way until like the water's cold in the fall. So I'm really happy that I switched to it, and I'm going to see if I can get my limit of bluegills now. Those last two were pretty big, so let's go collect some dinner. Okay, so I figured out that it would appear they're just kind of chilling right off the bottom. I might have been fishing too high before, but make a big long cast with the leech and let it get down there, get towards the bottom, and then start reeling just kind of slow. And I'm just kind of doing like baby yo-yos. If you've ever walleye fished, that's kind of what I'm doing. And it's just kind of penduluming back, and every once in a while you get one of the feisty big ones. Oh. Like that, like I was just saying, and they'll find you. That's a good one. Good fish. And like I was saying, they love the leech. It seems like the more it acts like a leech, I guess, which is kind of a no-brainer, the more likely you are to get one. Now that I'm in the right area, it would seem, I'm going to see how long it takes me to get enough fish that I'm okay with leaving. It's always fun when you find them like piled up, but this time of year, if you see this video, get out and try and find yourself a school of them. A big trick I'm going to tell you guys is when you find the school of them, if they're all like this big or smaller and you don't get any big ones, move. Move far away from them. Hopefully I don't have to move too soon, now that I said that, because usually you get a couple good ones and you got to move around a little bit, but we will see. What is this? Feels big, whatever it is. Found another one. Good deal. See how many are over in this area. Kind of drifted away from the spot that I was fishing and couldn't really find it again. So just started making some casts, and this little area seemed to hold something. Is there a bunch of them over here? Not quite the same size. But I found another spot, which is good. Finally find another one. Come on, be a giant. Feels good. It's actually fighting. Fighting like a big bluegill. Because it is a big bluegill. There we go. It's another 8.5. Okay, I think I've made it to 5. All while only trying to get thrown out of the boat one time. What is that? Is that a bluegill? I think it is a bluegill. Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, I am so happy I figured out the leech. Straight down. It's sitting under the boat now. Feels strong. Because it is. That's a giant. Very big bluegill. That is probably a 9.5. If it's big, I'm not gonna keep it. Yeah, that's a 9.5. Anything over 9 out here goes back. We need a lot more of these guys in here. Well, so that giant was just below the boat here. I was just doing what I've been doing, just kind of get it down to the bottom, slow roll it in with some hops and whatnot, and then basically once I get closer to the boat, I just kind of like wiggle it. I'm not doing too much hopping when I get closer. I just lots of little movements, and then watch for your rod to load up, because I haven't been getting too many of those, like, I don't know what you would call them, like really aggressive bites. And that's the thing, is like they're hard to detect. There's one. And that, like, so I had my finger on the line that time, and I could just feel him gumming it. He was just barely eating it. I mean, he's not a giant by any means, but that's just the way they're eating it right now, is they're not slamming it. So the trick is going to be feeling for those ultra fine bites, and then getting the hook set before they let it go. Okay, I don't know what you guys saw last. The GoPro overheated, but I've basically just been sticking good fish after good fish for about an hour now. A little bit of sorting, but so far I'm doing pretty good on the numbers. Might actually get to a limit of bluegills today for the first time this year. I'm not saying that you need to get to a limit of bluegills, but it is nice to set out to do something and then yeah, go do it. Oh, that feels like another good one. God, these things fight so hard out here. Hopefully everything on the GoPro is working now, because yeah, I had to throw it in the cooler. It overheated before and just wasn't working. So I just kept fishing. I wasn't going to stop fishing because the GoPro stopped working. There we go. So I got a bunch of these guys. So apparently I'm on a good school. We're gonna see how long it takes to get to my limit. So today's big trick of the day pretty much ended up being to find the school of fish that was the, bigger size school. So all the fish in it are decent sized, and then working the baits probably 3-4 feet off the bottom. And yeah, the bites out here have been so sensitive and like light. So I've just been doing this thing where I like bob with the waves and kind of pop it once in a while and watch the tip of my rod. Basically wait for it to load up, because what they're doing is I think they're just coming up, sucking it in and just sitting there, just kind of grabbing it. And yeah, basically I probably missed 100 hook sets. This is one of those days where the fish aren't aggressive enough for you to actually like feel the bite, but they are aggressively feeding, if that makes sense. So catching fish, doing the thing, and yeah, having some fun out on the big lake now that there isn't a zoo of boats out here. Those of you guys know where I'm at, you're gonna want to get out and get yourself some bluegills. But anybody else that lives on a body of water in the northern Midwest that's crystal clear and there's a good number of big bluegills in it, now's the time. Get out there and fish it hard. That feels like a good one. That one grabbed it on the way down. See, sometimes these fish will swim up to the surface when they see the bait hit the water. Doesn't matter how deep it is. Yep. That might be the one. Yep. There might be a limit of bluegills in there. With some good ones. Alright guys, I don't know exactly what you're going to see last. Probably the 25th bluegill, and that would be my limit for the day. Oh, I'm so glad I came out here today. We're just gonna, yeah, that's a lot of work. That's what that is. I'm gonna have to spend some time cleaning some fish, maybe eat some food while I'm cleaning the fish. But regardless, I came out here for a mission, and that was to catch a limit of bluegills, and I found some. There was a couple different spots. One was an underwater hump, and the other was a big ledge. Those of you guys know where I'm fishing, you'll probably be able to find some of your own. And like I said before in the video, if you are on fish and they're all like 6.5 inches and you can't seem to get past that like 7.5 inch mark, move, go far away and find yourself a new school of fish, because I think they're just basically schooled up for size out here, and that's what you're looking for. Is you get one that's in that 8.5 inch range, and then you'll be fine for a limit of fish in no time. And if you got a couple people, it'd go pretty quickly. So I'm gonna do myself a favor and get home so I can clean these fish. But who's excited for the fall? Fall feed starts now. If you're new here, subscribe. We got a lot of stuff to do with this channel. If you're not new here, just hit the like button for smashing bluegills today. It was a good day. And you guys know, I don't ever keep bluegills, so this isn't like a normal thing. Unless you guys want me to do more catch and cooks. Comment below, let me know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. See you guys next time.